Cool. All right, JQ, we're live, huh?
We are.
Good deal. All the way live from 773. I'm TQ. This is
Thank
JQ.
you.
JQ, can you change my name to TQ?
Sure. Give me a second.
All right, cool. We're drinking something unusual today. A tea time from the Apothecary. It was delivered to me courtesy of JQ and Greta.
There, your name is now TQ. You happy?
Yay! Yay! I feel better now. Whew.
Ah.
um, yeah.
Okay, so
Look at my cheery cup today.
you're a cheery kind of guy.
I'm feeling that way right now.
Um, okay. Smell this.
What? The cookies that are baking inside my cup?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It smells like sort of like biscuits or cook. I mean, not Southern biscuits, like
No, like true
biscuit.
biscuits with your tea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not very sweet cookies, but still sweet enough.
Oh, aren't isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I've been trying not to drink it all down before you got on the call. That's how good it is.
I mean, the nose is one of the best noses I've ever had on a tea.
This is dandelion root decoction
Yeah.
that you made. So why don't we talk first about what a decoction is, and then we can talk about dandelion root.
Well, like with leaves and flowers, like you were saying, you don't want to oversteep, and sometimes you don't even want boiling water quite, because you can pull out too many tannins and it can be bitter, right?
Yeah,
And you can sort of ruin the pleasant flavors of a floral or a milder, you know, leaf.
yeah,
But with roots, dandelion leaves, you can pour boiling water over. Dandelion root, you won't get much out of. Dandelion root and most roots are not very as porous.
yeah.
And so,
They don't release their essential nature very
yeah,
quickly.
yeah. And so to get the benefits from it, you actually you take a bunch of it and you put in cold water and then you put it on the stove and boil it. And you bring it to a boil and then you bring it to a simmer. And you'll kind of have to play around with where the flavor is right to you and if how medicinal you're using it for and how bitter you're willing to take it.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously the longer you sim it, the more you're going to extract from it. These are about 20-25 minute decoctions. So you go from cold to boiling and then simmer for about 25 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
You can go to 45, I would say, and certain plants you'll see even an hour or so.
well, it got me thinking about sort of have I decocted anything? And then I thought about our immunity soup that we've made, that especially our brother G made often when he's sick. When he and I lived in New York together back in the last millennium, and when we were sick, when
You
one
would
of us
make
was sick,
nani
he would
immunity
just,
too,
yeah,
right?
he would throw in ginger root, garlic, like bulbous things that you can't just like throw that in a tea. It doesn't, you might
Peppers.
taste it, right? Yeah, peppers, things like that. And he would make this pungent, amazing decoction, is essentially what it was, right?
It was kind of both. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we were
Hey, can you turn your volume slightly down?
sure.
I don't know, and maybe unless I'm really loud, you're especially loud today.
Yeah. Is that better?
Perfect.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, I love so when you think of like dandelion root, though, you think of probably bitters, bitters, and bitter liver gallbladder stuff. And I don't think people realize like how round and delicious and amazing dandelion root tea is. It is not acidic and it's not acrid. You know what I mean? It is not that kind of bitter.
Yeah, 100%. I would
Very,
describe, I
it's
would
very
describe,
nutty
it's
and
nutty and bready.
bread like. I was gonna say it
It
has like
smells, I mean, the
a
taste,
muffin
when
quality.
I took a sip, I felt like it was sort of like a healthy, slightly sweet cereal from my youth.
Yeah. Oh my.
That's really what I would say. It has kind of a cereal like flavor, you know?
And yet there's this like aftertaste on the sides of your tongue that gives like a little bit of the bitter note that you get that you know from extractions of like true extracts of dandelion. That's when you
Yeah.
get that taste.
Yeah.
Or like, any bitters you've
Any
used.
bitter. Yeah, I would say it's the same thing of like drinking bitters.
Yeah, what I
Gotta
mean,
have that feeling.
what's the urban moonshine? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Like they use dandelion
they
root. I
do.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because theirs is heavy with this flavor, you can tell. They're bitters.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Mom is saying it's the leaves that are bitter. She just joined. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Nice to have you on board.
yeah, I mean the root is bitter too, but it's much more balanced, huh?
The smell is crazy. It literally smells like a bakery in my cup.
I know it's amazing.
Oh, that's
Cookies,
wonderful.
cookies, cookies all day long.
Yeah.
Check this out. I'm gonna read from Apteka Pana Boga, which is Polish for Health Through God's Pharmacy. Chronic inflammation of the liver. Check this out. She says while dandelions are in bloom,
Which is
pops.
right now.
Yeah, pops. Listen to this. Diabetics should eat 10 stems daily. Fresh stems. The stems with the flowers are washed, and only then is the flower head removed, and the stems are slowly chewed. They taste somewhat bitter at first, but are crisp and juicy, similar to a leaf of endive. Sickly people who are constantly tired and without energy should take a 14-day course of treatment with the fresh stems of dandelion. The effect is surprising.
Wow. I might do that. My
Yeah.
yard,
What?
I don't really like to use weed killer for obvious reasons in my
Yeah.
yard, but that means it is a dandelion.
Your yard is beautiful. I don't care. Like I think the dandelions look amazing.
Thanks.
But in many more troubles they are of value. Itchy and scaly rashes of eczema.
Hey, man.
The flow of gastric juices is improved and the stomach is cleaned of waste matter. The fresh stems can help remove gallstones. They stimulate the liver and the gallbladder. Amazing. Dandelion roots taken raw or dry purify blood, improve digestion, and have a diuretic, sudorific, as well as a stimulating effect.
I'm looking forward to all of those, although hopefully not during this call.
Infusion of the plant and roots as a beauty aid. People washed their faces with it, hoping to gain youthful looks. The leaves keep growing even in the cold time of the
Here you
year.
go. Check it, Jay. Let's see by tomorrow. See that little crease in my forehead? Just
Yeah,
put
I'm
some,
sure one
yeah,
application.
yeah.
Dandelion
Let's
root.
see. I'm
Yeah.
putting you to the test, Maria
This is my
Treben.
favorite part. I think you'll like this. Every year in spring, I prepare a syrup from the flowers of dandelion, which not only tastes good, but is at the same time wholesome. My Christmas ginger biscuits are all made with this syrup.
Geez, my Christmas ginger biscuits are going to be so much better this year now.
Yeah, look at this. And then she has a recipe in here how to make dandelion syrup for your Christmas ginger biscuits.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you put sugar and lemon and you make it. I wonder if you could
Well,
do it
there's a
with.
park. There's a Chicago City Park 2 doors from my house, a little playground, but it has a nice hill. And because that they've actually sealed it off, because it's a playground, they put up like the little wooden fencing and then sealed it. And right now it is a dandelion past. It's a giant field of dandelions, the whole hill, because no one's gotten in there. So it'd be a good time to do it. I could have enough to cover both of our families for like a month. So
She's like, we put this on bread in my house once we make this syrup. And I would like to add that people with kidney complaints do not tolerate well the acid in honey, but the dandelion syrup is easily digested.
I love this stuff.
So cool. And they're talking about acne. So unfortunately, this is what she said. The valuable medicinal plant has an important place in herbal medicine. Unfortunately, a large part of the populace does not recognize it and only looks upon it as a terrible weed. One day I noticed a young man whose face was covered with acne. I brought blood purifying effect of dandelion and stinging nettle to his mother's attention. She did not even know the dandelion, although she was from our town and not from the big city. When I described the plant to her, she said with indignation, she could not offer such weeds to her son.
Uh, and she wasn't even from the big city. I'm
Yeah.
going to the big. I'm going to the big city.
What was the big? What was she referring to as the big city?
I don't know, like Salzburg or something like that,
Noise.
right? But maybe
Noise.
Vienna. Vienna. Um, Kristen, she said the book was on back order when I looked it up, but I'll totally make this recipe and get it. We will look because we should have that. If we don't have it, we will have it back soon. Um, but either way, we can post the recipe, right? Jay, let's post this recipe up there.
Sure.
Is it really long or is it something doable? We could post a picture of it
I
at the
mean,
very
it's not
least.
for the biscuits. It's just for the.
No, the syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then she's just using that in place of honey in recipes. So
I want to try. So, how you doing, kid?
happy Blur's Day.
Yeah. You've got two kids' birthdays down and one more to go.
I know. All in 2.5 weeks. It's pretty crazy.
It is.
And then my adoptive kid, my our au pair is like a week after that. So
That's pretty amazing.
yeah. So lots of birthdays in my house. 4 in a row. 4 in less than a month. Um, Pretty exciting.
Yes, anonymous. Dandelion is good for the liver too. Definitely. That's why it's in bitters formulas. Bitters good for the liver and gallbladder.
Yep. I have a good
Dandelion.
salad that I make from dandelion leaves that I wrote a blog post actually on the MERS site. So check it out.
Cool. We can post that up too.
Um, I'm like, I love the taste of this, and I was thinking about other roots that we can try. So I definitely want to try ginger root this way.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I'm excited to. I know it's gonna be very different than a fresh ginger and pulverized bags that have been dried and sitting
I would
around.
like to do both when we do that. Can we do that? Because I
Sure.
think it'd be interesting to do ginger like powder in a bag or just brewed versus a decoction.
Maybe we should do three. Maybe we should also do fresh ginger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Prepared how?
like similar to this,
Yeah.
like a decoction, but
Fresh ginger,
not
dried
dried
ginger root.
ginger. Fresh.
So two different decoctions and a brew.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll try that some point next week.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? The it started reminding me of traveling and I was
I know.
thinking about New Orleans. And have you ever been to that place where you get the beignets and the coffee?
I have. It's
Le
been
Monde?
25 years or so. I've been to New Orleans since then, but I haven't been to that place since I was a recent college graduate.
Yeah.
25 years ago.
It's the famous place in New Orleans is that like
Is it Cafe du Monde or something?
yeah, Dumont or yeah, Cafe Dumont. And it's and they their coffee, so they give you this sweet like donut essentially, right? The beignet is like a flat donut. And then they give you this coffee, and the thing is they cut chicory root in their coffee. And so the coffee's like extra bitter, and then you're eating this fried dough with sugar on it. And it's just like these things that we do. I was talking about Italy the other day, and we were talking about aperitifs and how the bitters stimulate the gallbladder, and then you have these fatty foods, and then you come home and you have the same thing, but you didn't have that aperitif, and you wonder why you have this sluggish gallbladder afterwards and this food coma after you have the same food you had in overseas. And I was thinking about there, it's like, why did I like eat half a donut when I was down there and not feel terrible at all? I'm
Yeah.
drinking this coffee chicory, super bitter
Yeah.
coffee, black, and it's stimulating my gallbladder, and then I'm eating fat and sugar, that my body has to deal with, but it's prepared for because I've prepared it with a sip of this coffee.
Yeah. As you're doing between the bitters that I'm the dandelion root decoction that I'm drinking and your descriptions of travel and food, my stomach is starting to growl like I can't wait to eat right now. Yeah. Um, yeah, no, I think you're right. Uh,
So I think everyone today should listen to the meters. We should all put on the meters today and listen to a great New Orleans band,
Funky meters.
the Funky Meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's listen to them. That'd be good. I would play it right now, but Facebook would boot us and then sue us for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Not that I have any experience with that.
Hey, Mary Josephine, how are you? Thanks for
We
joining us.
are live today on a Thursday and drinking dandelion root decoction.
Yeah,
It smells like ginger biscuits.
it smells like it really does smell that whiff of like you're on a little European street passing by a bakery or a cookie
Slightly
shop.
like gingerbready almond biscuit kind of smell in there.
Yeah, I can't believe the graininess of this smell. Thank
Very,
you.
very like so much like because we cook with a lot of almond flour in here, so it smells a lot like when I started making the decoction, I was like, this smells like when we make bread or crackers.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, this is exactly that.
yeah.
Oh, I want everyone to try this. This is so good.
I feel like every day lately. Yesterday was such an idea fest that we had with Kayla about teas and things, but this is just getting me thinking. I would drink this. It's not every day that I'm going to make a decoction, but I would make some and store it and then heat it back up. I think it would even probably taste good on ice, but I
Actually,
would,
I wanted to tell you, we're gonna do the next time we do dandelion. I have a recipe for a butter dandelion root decoction with butter, and it makes it like a latte.
ooh,
I'm pretty
this
excited.
would be a delicious latte
I know. And then so I was like,
because it has that rich, round flavor.
I know. I was like, I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
do it
God.
yet, but I'm gonna do it. And then I think I'm gonna do it with a little bit of like monk fruit in there too, and like sweeten it up just a hair. See if I can make these little dandelion lattes for us.
Let's do that. I can't wait. I was up earlier than usual today and I'm feeling very peaceful.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's a mellow day.
It is. I've been,
Probably not for some people, so I don't know. But for me, I'm feeling your vibe.
I, uh, there's a lot I have to do, but I'm deciding that my mantra for today is everything will work out. In fact, everything is always working out. It's working out right now. That's that every time, everything that's been presented to me today as a dilemma, I'm like, it's working out. It's always working out.
It is always working out.
Yeah. So what else you got, Jay? Anything you want to talk about? Anything good in the world? Anything?
I think bikes are going to be more popular than ever this year, because it's like a good way to like not like to get outside, but like limit your contact because you're going to be moving fast. And so,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a bike for not myself. I don't need a bike, but for our au pair, it's her birthday. She won't watch this, so I'm just going to tell you all. um, kids don't have Facebook. So,
Yeah. This is an old man. This is an old man's game.
so not just man.
No, for us though.
Yeah, but so I'm looking for a bike. I want to get like a Dutch style bike, but they're like mad expensive, those Dutch style bikes. So I don't know if anyone has a tip. I'm asking for a way. I mean, I think I can like probably get like a beach cruiser kind of style bike for, for a few $100. So that's what I'm probably looking towards, unless anyone else has a better idea. So
Um, Twan from our softball league,
yeah,
hit him up. He works at Community Bike Shop and he always has a line on used bikes and things like that.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what's on my mind. You and I are getting ready to make a pretty big announcement, so I'm excited about that. Why don't you tell them who we have on tomorrow and about your initiative again this month for MERS?
Sure. So right now at Small Flower, hey Eugene, thanks for joining. At Small Flower, we are running a little, we talked about it yesterday. We're doing a promotion, kind of a give back promotion, where every order on Small Flower, we're donating a bar of soap to a community organization for people in need. So we've already done that, and we're still in process of doing it, and it will be thousands and thousands of bars of soap
That's
by
awesome.
the end of it. And Greta deserves the credit. Your wife, Greta, who's behind the scenes running this right now, the stream, as well as much of our efforts on the site. But she has been instrumental in kind of finding the organizations and connecting our suppliers and making sure we can get the soaps, et cetera. But by the end of this, by the end of the month, 9 days from now, 10 days from now, we will have probably be donated or committed to donate, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 worth of soap, depending on which bars we're giving in retail value. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so tomorrow we are having Margaret O'Connor from Common Pantry on as our guest. Common Pantry is a food shelter here on the north side for people in need. Their big thing is like just about recognizing that it's an organization that some of them we're working with, I don't know as well, but Common Pantry I've been involved with in various ways for years because Rachel and I have been on the host committee for their annual benefit called I Am Your Neighbor. And the idea is there are organizations and people all over the city and all over the country who need help. But there's sometimes this feeling of, oh, you're on the north side of Chicago. Do you really need help? And I think that we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but people are often not aware of how close to the need line people live, even if they're in, not in a neighborhood that's considered more traditionally in need. And so anyway, Margaret's going to join us. We're going to talk about this initiative. We're going to talk about Common Pantry, which is awesome as an organization that I really love. And we're going to drink some tea.
That's great. I think we're doing I think we're doing chai, but not like a Dadima chai. We're doing like Americanized chai bags.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah. Just like the classic kind of like quick chai.
Yeah.
Um,
So that'll be nice. and I'm really happy about this promotion and this idea of using. I'm sort of obsessed in my own head with the idea of, it's very clear, like this pandemic, this situation is making it clear how interrelated we all are, even more than we're always all interrelated, but it's easy to sometimes forget that and be like, well, I've got my job and I do this and my kids are here and my family's fine or whatever. But in reality, if people don't have jobs, that's bad for the people, but it's also bad for the economy, which then becomes bad for everybody, which then puts a lot more people in a bad situation. It's like it's a domino effect. And there's this feeling, I don't know if you feel it, but sometimes when you hear about all, like, okay, now I saw 40 million people expected to be on unemployment right now in the United States. Holy cow, right? And that kind of feels inevitable sometimes. And it feels like there's not, what am I going to do about that? And I don't have an answer to that, to 40 million people. But I think that one thing that kind of is bringing me a little bit of joy is just feeling like, how can I look at my actions and my work and my expenditures and look about how I can magnify it in the reverse way? So like, how can I put a domino up that helps someone else put a domino up that helps someone else put a domino up? And like, that may only be 3 dominoes deep and we have to get to 100,000 dominoes. But you know what? Momentum, baby. It's like, you got to start somewhere.
like, it's not just one domino to one domino. One domino can hit 2 dominoes, and then 2 can hit 4. You know what I mean? So it's exponential, and just the way that this fell exponentially, I think that
Yeah.
we can.
Someone said, did we see the Nicole Siratek video? No, I didn't. So
We'll look
post
at
it up and we'll check it out afterwards. I don't know what that is. So
you guys do herbs for Parkinson's. We don't have any official recommendations, but I can read to you from the book what Maria Treben says.
sure.
Like me to. She says freshly picked leaves of wood sorrel. You make an extract juice. We actually carry extract of wood sorrel. I think it's back by the Ramsons, like the
Oh,
I think
yeah. We have like a tincture or an
we have
extract.
a tincture of wood sorrel. So she's recommending is every hour 3 to 5 drops of this juice should be taken with yarrow tea. 4 to
Hmm.
5 cups of yarrow tea are prepared every day, 1 heaping teaspoon per cup. The dilution has to be at least 3 times the amount of drops. At the same time, she said this is when she gets into like compresses and stuff. This is like she's very deep into compressing. She's like the spine is rubbed with the juice from the wood sorrel and yarrow tincture. And during the day, Swedish bitters compress to the back of the head and then takes time baths. If stiffness in the limbs develops, take a time bath, and this bath can be reused twice if warmed back up. So, pretty interesting.
The world is amazing.
That's her recommendation. I don't think we can have a official recommendation on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair, but yeah, that's correct. I think just the things that we would generally recommend, or a pharmacist would recommend, would
To be
be,
clear, that's for the shaking version. She's recommending. Our grandfather had the like the version where your opposite happens, where your body shuts down and you're fine inside but you can't move, and so that's not what she's talking about. Just so you're clear, because you didn't specify, so I just wanted to be clear.
um, it's funny that you bring him up. I had I had a recollection today about him that is, he's been dead since what? I
I,
was probably,
I was in like I think 5th or 6th grade.
yeah, I'd say I was in high school. So we're talking 30 plus years, probably about 30 plus years ago. And I had a recollection of him today that was the closest I've felt to him in since he was alive. And then you brought that up. That came up, because of this guest making that comment. That's cool. Yeah,
He had some muscles.
he did. That's so funny. I actually thought about that. I was thinking how strong he was. As a 70-something-year-old guy, he was still musky. He was a carpenter, right? It was like he was a powerful, one of the most gentle people I've ever met in my life, and one of the most powerful people in my mind. You know what I mean?
A lot of people's mind. Part of that is, he didn't talk very much. And so when he did, it was very powerful and very funny.
He was really funny, right?
I mean, from what I remember, I was pretty young, but yeah, I remember everyone always laughing every time he said anything. But I think I was probably the butt of the joke most of the time.
No, he was, he had like, it was a generous
But
wit.
you know what I mean? Like,
He didn't have a butt of a joke. It
you
was
know what I
just
mean, like,
a generous wit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think I just was, not fully aware, and that made it even funnier for people, and he knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I
there's a Facebook Live global meditation at 1 p.m. today. Powerful, cool.
cool. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, Facebook Live Global Meditation. Appreciate that. Maybe we can check it out.
I'm having a pretty good hair day. Guess what I used? A new shampoo bar, and it's just
You
delicious,
did?
soft. Yeah, and I didn't put anything in it, nothing, and it's great. I'm very excited.
I'm so excited about that.
Yep, yep, yep. Dropping hints, dropping hints. Yeah. Anyway, this is delicious, and this is the time to take it. Spring cleaning is all about cleansing your blood, cleansing your liver, and cleansing your body. So drink some dandelion. I think.
Yeah, talk about seasonal. We've been talking about eating seasonally. As Maria Treben said in what you read earlier, this is dandelion season.
Yeah, and if you can find a spot, maybe it's on your own yard that has not been sprayed, try the fresh stuff. The leaves are great in a salad. It's bitter in salad, but if you could chop it up well and mix it with other greens, it's actually a kind of a refreshing bitter that I think you'll enjoy. And then if you can put like a fattier dressing on it, you really like it just pairs well with like a nice, delicious fatty dressing. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah,
good stuff. You can kind of go like Caesary with like kale Caesary with it,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, make one and drop it off for me sometime.
I
Do you think the washing gets rid of any dog pee from my yard? Because that's the dilemma.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Just soak them for a little
I
bit.
know where he goes anyway. I'll just not pick there. So anyway, all right, Jay,
All right, man.
have a relaxing day.
Culinary. Oh, nice. Thanks.
Yeah, enjoy the dandelions out there, peoples. Thanks for the tip, Mary Josephine, on the Michael Bernard Beckwith meditation.
And if I
And
say one thing, it's like, like let's take that lesson into the rest of our lives. Like, careful what you call a weed. You know what I mean? Because it might be precious medicine to somebody else.
yeah,
All right. Have a
good way
good
to finish.